day and welcome from myself, Alistair, to all Gallop TV viewers. This is the Thursday meeting, just 2 days out from the Lommeraw King's Plate and also 3 days out from a couple of feature races out to Turffontein as well. It's a huge weekend. Obviously, centre stage will be at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Saturday when our Pick 6 pool awaits. But more than that, the class, the royalty, the tradition of the Lommeraw King's Plate. We really can't wait to bring you all of the action on Saturday from Cape Town. And before we get there, we got the quite important matter of a Turffontein stand-side track meeting on the 4th of January. I've gone on record in the last two previews, because this card's been out for a while, as saying that I quite like the card. In fact, I like the card quite a lot. Hence, the Pick 6 is my suggested play on the day. But we'll get through those numbers in just a moment. There are a couple of short price horses that I think we can take advantage of on the card. There are a couple of races, 6 and 7, the 2 and point, that I think we need to think quite hard about. They're both 1,000-meter sprints with an upper division and a lower division, MR96 and MR80 handicap. But we'll get there in just a moment. So welcoming you all to the show, and hopefully it's a successful day on the back of a couple of frustrating ones where the one-out merchant has returned. Right, race number 1 off at 12:30. This is the start of the bipot. They go 1,160 meters in the opener on the card. I think the first thing that we need to address is the well-bred number 7, Cheerio Baby. Gavin Larena takes a ride for Mike de Kock. Mike de Kock's got an embarrassment of riches when it comes to the 3-year-old fillies, because he's got Silver Sanctuary, he's got Champagne Cocktail, who runs on Sunday, by the way, and also Gimme Another. Now, it would be unfair to suggest that Cheerio Baby might be up to those standards. She's starting her career here, being very, very well bred by Danon Platina out of Wilgebosdrift, Triple Tiara winner, Cherry on the top. You'd expect there'd be some fireworks. There has been a bit of interest in the market, but as we know, when it comes to first-timers, it doesn't take too much for a first-timer to shorten. So from 18 to 10 to around 12 to 10 is the current call at the time of recording. She's got an inside draw down the Turffontein straight. Wouldn't really want to see that. So if there is a follow-through, if she looks well going down to the start, I'm sure she will, being by Danon Platina out of that mare. I'm sure she'll look the part going down to the start. Then you can expect a nice run from number 7, Cheerio Baby, especially if the comments, and Mike de Kock is always kind enough to give comments on his social media page before race meetings. The race runners that interest me, number 2, Glowari, banging at the door. Although she's not going to the top, in my opinion, she's ready to win. She's probably ready to win a few off a suitable handicap rating. 4 Freedom Square comes out of the Courageous form. Now, Freedom Square is a 10-runner maiden. I think that tells you everything you need to know about her. But the Courageous form is ridiculously strong. So number 4, Freedom Square, with an outside draw, is definitely one to consider. And then number 8, Follow the Sun's got scope to improve. I think she's probably the most likely of the race runners to trouble number 7, Cheerio Baby, if Cheerio Baby is ripe and ready to go. Follow the Sun ran 6 lengths to Mia Moo. That comfortably puts her ahead of Together Again. Plus, Follow the Sun has scope to improve. And also remember, Mia Moo has accepted to run in a feature race at Turffontein on Sunday. So 7, Cheerio Baby, my top choice. Respect 8, 4 and 2 as the backup. Then on to race number 2, the first leg of the Place Accumulator. That runs at 5 past 1 over 1,160 meters. Quite a hot little maiden here, as is one of the later races on the card. 1 Second Buyer appeals to me, but the inside draw and a sprint is a little bit of a query. But she's obviously been freshened up. Her first run in Joburg, you can expect her to find a couple of lengths, because generally the Cape form is stronger. This horse ran in a handicap in a Class 5 last time out at Hollywoodbets Durbanville and wasn't disgraced behind Incredible. And there are some winners out of that form. So that should give number 1 on the card, Second Buyer, a pretty strong chance. We know that James Crawford gets his horses in Joburg, and they're pretty much ripe and ready to go first time out. And just to look through that form, subsequent winners are Kelp Forest and Shifting Path, plus the second horse, Like the Clappers, has come out and earned a stake check subsequently. So number 1, Second Buyer, makes a lot of appeal, but it's not an open and shut case. Number 2, Secret Chord, can't be too far away from winning. Beaten by 100 to 1 shot last time out, so the strength of the form has got to come under the spotlight. And then number 10, Calantha. Now, I know this filly is held in pretty high regard. Richard Farid takes the ride. On debut, she got badly wound up in the stalls, and that may have just taken the spark off her debut run when beaten by Moving In. I think number 10, Calantha, doesn't need the run too badly. She'll go well. She's related to a lot of good horses. So also being a filly getting weight from the boys, that's got to be another positive for number 10, Calantha. So 1 Second Buyer to beat number 10, Calantha. Those two should be good enough in the PA and the bipot for me. Then on to race number 3, the first leg of the pick 6. I'm looking forward to this pick 6. It gets underway at 1:45. 1,400 meters is the distance. I'm very, 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 very keen on number 10, Circumvent. Diego de Gavea rides for Alec Laird. She is a banker for me in all bets. She was beaten by Beating Wings last time out. However, Beating Wings obviously had the experience under the belt. But go watch that replay. Look where Circumvent was. She had absolutely no right to quicken like that and run second to Beating Wings. She looked like she was going to run nearer last than first with 400 meters left to go, but she really quickened nicely. I think that the form might actually be okay in time to come. The first timers don't make too much appeal. Maybe number 8, Kissing Machine. Of the race runners, or the other race runners, number 2, Donna Mo's got to come into consideration. But I don't think the form, even though it's Cape Town form, I don't think the form that she brings is good enough to beat an improving horse in the 4, number 10, Circumvent. Alec Laird's yards in good heart at the moment. The horses are running well. If not winning, they're running places. But I expect number 10, Circumvent, to win race number 3, the first leg of the pick 6. So that's where I'm starting my day, and I think that she'll take all the beating. On to race number 4, which gets underway at 2:20. 1,400 meters is the distance. Now, this is a very, very nice maiden. There are horses right across the page that are ready to win. The horses that are ready to win, I've narrowed this down to 3 horses, by the way, and I'll get to my 3 in just a moment. But expect this form line to work out well. I think Ryan's Boulevard's got a win to come soon. 2, No Place Like Home. 3, Oklahoma Twister. 4, Rock of Bismarck Tova. 9, Dual Prophecy, another horse that I think has got a win to come soon. You probably couldn't even write off number 10, Festival of Magic, as a horse to keep an eye on. But what I have done in this race is I've gone 9, 12, and 14. And I'm going to start with my top choice, who is number 12, Midwinter Wind. 2 cracking runs. There was a lot of money and a lot of talk for him last time on Betway Summer Cup Day when he was beaten by Virgin River, who ran Midwinter Wind off his feet. Virgin River come out and run second in a good handicap. There have been winners out of that form. In fact, horses that were well beaten by Midwinter Wind have come out and won. I called his debut. He's a good-looking horse. The step up in distance is bound to suit him ideally as well. Richard Ferree takes a ride here for Sean Tarry, and from a reliable draw. And also, when you look at all these top mares from yesteryear, Snow Dance being one, obviously Beach Beauty being another one, and now Lady in Black, also a top quality mare. They've all produced grade 1 winners. Now, this is obviously a maiden, not a grade 1, so there's got to be a bit of a chance given to number 12, Midwinter Wind, going forward. But the point I'm trying to make is the genetics and the quality of those mares has been translating. And ironically, all of those horses were bred by Drakenstein, the Beach Beauty, the Snow Dance, and also now the Lady in Black. So very strong band of mares there. 14, the Octagon, got to be a chance. Draw 1's going to be an advantage. He gets lost in his races. I'm hoping that he learns quite a lot. I think he's going to be a racehorse when he goes over further than 1,400 meters. But again, it's the Laird de Gavea combination that comes under the microscope here. If number 12, Midwinter Wind, has any chinks in his armor, then number 14, the Octagon, could be the one to pick up the pieces. He was disappointing last time behind Mary's Green Light, but Mary's Green Light's not looked back since. And then the other horse I've got in is the half-brother to see it again, number 9, Dual Prophecy. It's 1-1 between Dual Prophecy and Midwinter Wind. Dual Prophecy beat him on debut to San Simon, and then obviously Midwinter Wind turned it around big time with Dual Prophecy in the run to Virgin River. The draw of Dual Prophecy is a worry, but the step up in distance is a plus. So I've given him the time of day. He's in my good books for now because of what I saw first time out. So I'm going to back numbers 12 and 14 up with number 9, Dual Prophecy, in leg 2 of the pick 6. Then in leg number 3, which is race number 5, started the second jackpot, which begins at 5 to 3 over 1,400 meters. I kept this race fairly tight. You might want to include a few others, but I'm comfortable with my pick 6 numbers here. They are numbers 6 and 8, My Lady Soul and Beating Wings. I was so keen on My Lady Soul 2 weeks ago, but she was outrun by Lady Fallon, who down the Val straight, I think, had every advantage. Obviously, Lucky Hidalakis at the Val, formidable. The draw of My Lady Soul's not ideal. Gavin Lorena takes a ride. Gavin's 1 from 1 on this filly. I like number 6, My Lady Soul here. I'm going to give her a few more chances, and I think that she has got a huge chance here. In her penultimate start, to give me another, she ran miles above her rating. The conditions of the race suggested that the winner could only get 6 points, and there were generously weighted horses in behind the winner. So if you believe that that run is to be taken on face value, then My Lady Soul's got a win or 2 to play with. She got given £4 for her beating to Lady Fallon, and Lady Fallon has accepted to run in the Mother Russia Stakes. at Turffontein on Sunday. So that could be an indication to the possible level of the form. I like number 6, My Lady Soul. If she was drawn any better, I'd make her a banker, but because she's drawn 10 out of 10 over 1,400 meters, I've backed her up with a big improver, number 8, Beating Wings. Calvin Abibrat for Stuart Pettigrew. They did us a favor with Duwina at the Vaal on Tuesday. Beating Wings beat Sukhumvit easily enough. Although Sukhumvit was chasing last time out, Beating Wings, yes, has improvement on his side. If Sukhumvit wins like I expected to in the first leg of the pick 6, then that will make number 8, Beating Wings, all the more appealing in the third leg of the pick 6, second leg of Jackpot 2, and first leg of Jackpot 1. In the PA, I'd probably go with both horses in the PA and Barfoot, to be honest, just because of the draw that My Lady Soul has got, but she is my top choice. Then moving on to race number 6, which gets underway at 3:30. It's Tab 4 Racing app MR96 over 1,000 meters. This is tricky. These next 2 races are very difficult indeed. The horse that I really want to talk about, that's probably the value in the race, number 9, Ragnar Lothbrok. Pilasande Pauli takes her out for Grant Maroon. The son of Vercingetorix is formidable on a wet track. Now, there hasn't been as much rain in Joburg over the past few weeks, even months, than normal, but there is a little bit of rain that's forecast to come in the late afternoon, and a bit of sting out the ground will help number 9, Ragnar Lothbrok, to no end. I know that the idea with the owners was to send him to Joburg when the rains were done in Cape Town, where he's most formidable, to send him to Joburg where there would be a bit of sting out the ground for the next few months and hopefully take advantage of that. He's not really had the opportunity to run in a wet track except for his penultimate starts in the Vaal Classic over 1,200 meters. But then again, he wasn't disgraced behind that horse, Cosmic Star, who brings some pretty reasonable form into the race himself and who he reopposes. Interesting jockey arrangements here from the Johan Janssen van Vuur and Lawrence Werner situation, because stable jock or stable elect number 1, Cliffhanger, gets the services of Gavin Larena. He ran to rulership last time. Rulership won the grade 3 Betway Labello sprint, so that's got to give number 1, Cliffhanger, a massive vote of confidence. He's got to be in the play. And then number 3, Captain Dizzy. Don't watch him go down to the start. He is an awful mover. He's been scratched by the vets so many times, but when he does make it to the races and he does get into the starting stalls and runs, he's got a brilliant record. In Joburg, he's been beaten only once, and that was to I Am Giants, and I Am Giants has gone from strength to strength from there. So a whole lot of cases to be made. I've gone field in the pick 6. I'd recommend the same, obviously, in the jackpots. However, in the place accumulator, 9, Ragnar Lothbrok, my first choice, with numbers 1, 3, and 4 as potential backup. That will also ring true for the final leg of the bipod. I've taken the easy way out in race number 7. It's again a field of 10, so we're only multiplying the pick 6 by 10, and we've gone light in the earlier races. I think this is the hardest race on the card, even though I've gone field a race earlier. Just look at the collateral form. When you take the run on the 6th of June and the 5th of August, we've got more than half the field who meet each other. When you look closely at it, Axel Collins might be the one that has the best opportunity. Got an inside draw down the Turffontein straight, not ideal. Ran in a graduation plate last time. That was just a week ago, so it'll be a relatively fit horse. Jason Gates rides for Tony Peter. He was beaten by a horse that was once rated well over 100 in the form of Time for Orchids. Fine, he was hammered by Time for Orchids, but he was right alongside the second place horse. So I can make a good case about number 9, Axel Collins. I'll tip him on top. I wouldn't get carried away in this race. I don't think it's a race where you can put the rent money on a horse and expect fireworks. So what I am going to do in this penultimate race on the card is suggest a quartet, and hopefully we can get a horse at a bit of a price running into the first 4. So I'm going to double float 6 Stormy Seas, yes, 6 Stormy Seas, and 9 Axel Collins. The reason I've got number 6 Stormy Seas, high number draw down the Turffontein stand side straight. 3 runs back ran in a middle stakes to Captain Hindsight. Captain Hindsight's now rated north of 100. So Stormy Seas ran above his rating on that occasion, marginally above his rating, but still above his rating. And the son of Time Thief, a 5-time winner, with the pace likely to be on 1,000 meters, you wouldn't expect anything else. He'll be ridden for luck, he'll be ridden cold, and hopefully he can get the runs towards the outside rail that'll deliver him. So just hoping that he can run into the first 4, number 6 Stormy Seas. So 6 and 9 for me, double float with the field in the penultimate leg. But in the place accumulator, you'll need horses. You'll need number 1, Covert Operator, who will be coming from the same place as number 6, Stormy Seas, probably even number 4, Siberian Still, who gets Calvin Abib for Tony Peter. 3, Water Tigers in rich form at the moment, but I think the handicapper may have just caught up with him, but expect a nice run from him all the same. That is a very trappy penultimate race on the card. And then on to the last. I actually quite like this race over 2,000 metres. Had a good long look at it. I think we can narrow it down. It's a field of 11 at the time of recording. It's an MR88 over 2,000 metres, and I've gone with 1, 3, 4, and 7. The Twa Cut. Muzi Yeni riding for Michael de Kock. This will be the horse's 3rd start in less than a month. So he's been on the boil. He's put up 2 very good runs, including a 2nd to Viva Brazil and then a 2nd to Mondial, who's a very progressive 3-year-old. He's got a lot of weight to shoulder, but I believe 2,000 metres is better for the son of Rafif. I know there were aspirations to get this horse into feature races, probably been a little bit slower getting to where he needs to. I think he'll run a big race. If not winning, I think he'll go very, very close. Number 3, Twa Cut. As mentioned, backed him up with 3, 4, and 7. Number 3, Home of the Brave, banging at the door. Richard Faree, an eye-catching jockey booking with Tyrone Zaki, the son of the United States. I think he's been looking for this distance. The last time he went this trip, he was beaten by Perfect Witness, who won the Betway Summer Cup consolation race and then ran 4th in the listed War of Athena handicap over the weekend. So that form looks good. Home of the Brave, I think, will be at home here. 4, Hawkbull, a very nice, eye-catching, progressive son of Elusive Fort, who tries 2,000 metres for the first time. He runs like he'll get 2,000 metres. He's bred to get 2,000 metres, and I think he's got any amount of untapped potential. Number 4, Hawkbull. Be a big test for him, but I think if he can run well, he's a horse to keep an eye on when we get to those feature races later on in the season over an extended distance. And I've gone a little bit against the grain with a horse I've got an inkling who's going to run well. Number 7, the Cop. Going over a better trip for him. His ratings come down steadily. He was once rated as high as 91, and that wasn't long ago. That was just 6 runs back. And he's now down to an 82, and he's shown signs of life over the long distances on his last 2 starts, coming back from a break, and he was staying on nicely behind Latuli. I think this horse is going to be popping for a big run in his peak effort, and I'm actually going to be shouting him home just because of the price and to boost the likely pick 6 dividend that hopefully we can catch. So number 7, the Cop, is definitely my roughie in the final race on the card. Make sure he's in everything. I think he's going to make all bets pay. If not winning, lovely quartet trifecta swing your horse, number 7, the Cop. So 1, 3, 4, and 7 to finish off at Turffontein on this Thursday. So let's just recap the suggested bet, which is the pick 6, which begins at 1:45 with race number 3. I've bankered number 10 on the card, Sucumvit, in the first leg. Second leg, I've got 3 horses, Dual Prophecy, with 12 Midwinter Wind and 14 the Octagon. 2 horses in race number 5, which is 6 My Lady Soul and 8 Beating Wings. So after 3 legs, we're only in for 6 rand. Then we multiply by 10 and multiply by 10. So field by field in legs 4 and 5 in the pick 6. So that'll take us to 600 rand, and then a 2,400 rand per only is rounded off in the final leg with numbers 1 Twa Cut, 3 Home of the Brave, 4 Hawkbull, and 7 the Cop. So that's how I see this card at Turffontein on Thursday. I really, really like this card. I've been waiting, but it's been out for more than a week. I've been waiting for this day. I think it's certainly going to be a day that I'll be joining in at the tote downstairs at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth while everything's going on in the preparations to Lomaron King's Plate. Enjoy your day. We'll chat again over the weekend. From myself, Alistair, we wish you all the very best. I hope it's a profitable, successful, and memorable Thursday at the Big T.